There is nothing worse than when a problem from your past comes back to bite you in the ass in the present day. I mean, just imagine, everything is sick, you're riding the gravy train on biscuit wheels, and then all of a sudden something that you thought you handled years prior, you get blindsided by it in the present all of a sudden. That topic or that concept, it neatly brings us into the topic of today's video. I'm Guapo Jim, and today I'm going to be breaking down Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker and why this super sick spin-off sequel movie is not just a super sick spin-off sequel movie, but a true hidden gem in its own right. Before I talk about Batman Beyond, this is a super small channel. Most of the people that watch me aren't actually subscribed, and I'm not gonna lie, mans are trying to change that. So if you do like this video, I'm gonna need you to like this video, subscribe, comment, share, the whole deal. It's me, the 5-star general. All support super appreciated. I also got some links down below too, so if you guys wanna click up those, maybe buy some shit, I definitely won't say no, but again, don't have to do that. Even just watching is sick. I'm gonna shut up now. Back to Batman Beyond, all right? So, for those of you who don't know or are too young to remember, Batman Beyond: Return of the Joker is a 2000 cartoon film based off of the Batman Beyond Saturday morning cartoon, which itself is a sequel companion series that is a continuation of Batman the Animated Series. Sounds like a lot, I know, trust me, but you'll catch on pretty quick. Kind of an interesting side note on top of all of that, but this movie on top of the Batman Beyond cartoon, both of them, they're actually completely original concepts. By that I mean there's no comic book precedent for them, and these were just ideas made for cartoons. You guys know me, and it's not to say that I don't love a good like comic book adaptation, but niggas love original stories, and like there's nothing that I love more than when an original story is done on animation first. So shit, I was hyped, you know? Basically, in Return of the Joker, everything in Gotham, or Neo-Gotham I should say, so everything in Neo-Gotham at this point is going like normal, or you know, Gotham City normal, when all of a sudden the town is shaken up by echoes from its darkest past. So Terry McGinnis, who is the Batman of this time and this era, he's obviously being mentored by Bruce Wayne, and Terry, he's really starting to come into his role as the Batman when all of a sudden the Joker, so that Joker, like the original Batman's Joker, he comes back, and it's crazy because he's in the future, but he's still doing that old day shit. Like, again, it sounds crazy, but you guys will understand if you watch the film. As Terry tries to discover the truth about how and why the Joker returned, he's forced to confront Bruce about secrets from the past that Bruce has never really shared. And when Bruce does finally share these secrets, they're pretty dark, like they're pretty sad, and you could almost understand why Bruce went this whole time not telling Terry what's really good. So after hearing all of this, it becomes personal, you know? Like, this isn't just a regular villain, this is now somebody that Terry has somewhat, I'm not gonna say a vendetta, but it's like, for the sake of the family, for the sake of the Bat Gang, he wants to bring him down. But with that same thing being said, Joker wants to fuck with Batman, or he wants to really fuck with the new Batman and see what's really good. So it creates this cool kind of, I'm not gonna say battle of wits, but it's your classic Batman versus Joker, but just brought into a future setting. It really does come off when you watch the film. It's pretty cool. As Terry races to discover the truth behind Joker's return, he's drawn into a hidden history that Bruce never shared. And to be honest, it really is a chapter of pain and betrayal, you know, just some really sad shit. So, I mean, just as a person, you've got to think for a second. This is Batman. This is Bruce Wayne, the Dark Knight, who's been through everything, seen all of the shit. And this is something that he is like, yo, Terry, I can't tell you. So can you really imagine what type of shit this really must have been? Just, you know? So with that being said, once Terry figures it out, this isn't just another criminal to fight at this point. It really does become personal, just for the sake of the Bat Gang, but also for the sake of Batman's legacy. It's like, this is a character, this is an enemy who knows Batman inside and out. The original Batman. This is somebody who's dummied him multiple times. I'm not gonna say beat the shit out of Batman, but I mean, like, this is the one guy who's really not scared of Batman. So this shit is real. And with that being said, the Joker's schemes in the future, or I should say the present day, they're straight reckless. So he really does begin to start targeting people that Bruce and Terry care about the most. So as I kind of alluded to before, it really does become personal for everybody involved. As secrets slowly begin to get exposed, Terry, he must now not only confront the terrifying legacy of Batman and the Joker, the original ones I mean, but he really has to discover for himself what it means to wear the cape and the cowl, to become the Bat, so to speak. So now Neo Gotham is at stake, and all of the secrets that Bruce has tried to keep buried, they're all coming up to the surface. And again, as I said, Terry, because of all of this, he has to face the ultimate test, which is fighting the Joker and fighting someone who really does shape the legacy of Batman and what it means to be Batman, especially in Gotham. Hey, what's going on, doggy? If you're watching this video, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and assume that you're probably not just a fan of Terry McGinnis Batman, but you're probably a fan of Bruce Wayne Batman as well, as in the OG Batman. If that's the case, you're probably gonna love Beware the Batman. I actually made a video breakdown about that show, and I've left the link in the description below. So you should go ahead and check it out because it's pretty lit still. All right, back to this video now. From a production standpoint, this movie, it was written in a way that it would continue upon the Batman Beyond cartoon series while still being able to touch on plot points from the original Batman the Animated Series cartoon. God, that's a lot to say. So because of that, they did bring in a lot of the old cast. Kevin Conroy was in Batman Beyond already, but they did bring in Mark Hamill to play the Joker. Of course, they kind of had to. While technically being considered a children's film, I'm not gonna lie, this movie actually was pretty dark and pretty graphic. Like, so graphic, in fact, that it actually had to be censored around the time of its original release. To be fair though, the Columbine Massacre, RIP, it did happen about a year prior, so movie studios were really skeptical and scared of the idea of having kids' movies and guns. They didn't really want to put them together. So they did release a PG-13 theatrical version, but later on they did also release an unrated, I guess, director's cut type version, which showed the, what the movie should have really been. If you do ever want to watch this movie for yourself to really see what it's all about, you can find it today streaming on Max. All in all, this movie is the literal definition of a chef's kiss. When I was a kid, I loved it so much when the TV shows that I watched on Saturday mornings or just whenever, they would release actual theatrical movies. I love that shit. Sometimes those movies were fire and they were really good, whereas other times it would be like watching just an hour-long TV episode, I guess. Simpsons movie, I'm looking at you. You were a big culprit in that. I say all of that to say that Return of the Joker, that was not the case at all. This movie, it felt important. Like, the stakes, they felt real in this movie. The action scenes, they were beautiful and they were intense, but more than that, there was a real psychological depth but it was also coupled with an atmosphere that you don't often find in movies like this. All of the cast, they killed it. Again, but it was really cool to see Kevin Conroy and especially Mark Hamill really kind of doing their thing for the screen.
What did he say?
Especially in Mark Hamill's case, it was like he just slid in so effortlessly.
What did he say?
You would have thought that he had been in the cartoon the whole time. All of those things that I just mentioned, coupled with the cyberpunk setting, you guys know me, I love my futuristic cyberpunk settings, and it came together to really just create a all-around great film, regardless if you're a Bat fan or not. So, I mean, you guys know me, I'm always out here, I'm always trying to put you guys onto some next shit, and I just wanted to let you guys know why I always thought that Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, it's a true hidden gem. Thank you if you've made it this far. If you're a fan of this type of content, I'll need you to like, subscribe, and comment down below on which other shows or movies you guys think were true hidden gems. Until the next time we meet, stay safe. Later days.